Welcome back to the fields of Perthshire. Here we are, just me at the moment with my trusty XP DEUS II. Now, when I was out yesterday, I completely forgot when I got home to put my headphones on charge because the battery had run out. And I only just realised as I went to come out just now. So I'm going to be on the speaker. They are on charge. One of the downsides of having a rechargeable detector and headphones is you need to remember to charge the damn thing. So for the moment, just me. I've messaged the other guys to let them know that I'm out on this newly harvested stubble field, barley. It got a deep plough just before it got planted. We didn't get a chance to get on, and it's been producing fines constantly for over 20 years for me, and I have got no doubt that there are going to be lots of signals, because when it gets a deep plough, it brings lots of nice new things to the surface. So, I should also say a huge thank you for another milestone. I reached 7,500 subscribers just a few days ago and completely forgot to acknowledge it. So, thank you all for 7,500 subscribers, which is quite incredible in just a little over 1 year. Okay, let's see if we can go and find something good. As expected, when you've got a field that's about 120, 140 acres, even though you've been detecting it for over 20 years, probably 22 years, it is still never done. I expect I'm probably going to dig dozens of signals in this field because you can't cover it all, and every time it's ploughed it brings new stuff to the top. But we've got a good signal here. It's a nightmare with this barley stubble. Okay, 85, 86, a little bit squeaky, but sounds well worth a dig. Could be a coin, only one way to find out. Relatively shallow target. Sounding even better now that it's out the ground. Let's get the Garrett carrot and get down there, see what we can find. Right, somewhere in this pile, I think we've got a coin on the first hole. Either that or a button. Let's hang on. I've got my cable all tangled round me. There we go. Let's have a closer look. So, button or coin? Button or coin? It looks like a coin to me. Okay. Well, it's a good start. Could be a wee Georgian. It's quite round. Maybe a wee George the Third. Seems a bit small for a halfpenny, but it's a chunky little coin. Well, talk about a start. It's one thing to find a coin on your first hole, but this one is over 300 years old. Now this side, I grant, is not particularly good. There might be the shape of a head there. I'm not 100% certain, but if it is, I think it's shaped to the right hand side. You can see an eye and a nose, possibly a face, forehead up here. Is it just me that sees that? However, on this side is a very obvious sign. Now hopefully, let me just tilt that camera down a bit. Hopefully that is pretty obvious, because it is to me from here. Can you see the shape of a thistle in the centre? And at the very top up here is a crown. That is a bawbee, a Scottish bawbee. A bawbee is a copper sixpence, and I suspect that this is Charles II. Charles II was King of Scotland and England following the Restoration. For a period from 1649 till 1660, England, and with it Scotland, were a commonwealth without a monarchy, because we'd become a republic led by a man called Oliver Cromwell. Scotland had actually declared Charles II, the son of Charles I, whose head was chopped off in 1649, they declared him king, and he was actually crowned at Scone in 1651, which is the ancient crowning place of the kings of Scotland, but he ended up fleeing to France. However, in 1660 he was asked to return, and he did. In 1660 to 1685 he ruled, and this is a copper sixpence. Now around the side it would say Nemo me impune lacessit, which is the motto of the House of Stuart, which ruled from something like 1371 until 1714. So we're probably the longest ruling royal family in Scotland. And that is a bawbee, a copper sixpence. Brilliant. It's pretty worn, but you know what? It's been in the ground for 350 years and it's made of copper, but it's in pretty good nick. You do get some good ones, so I'm glad, because it's chunky, it has survived. I got the bawbee right here, and again, as I do, I'll always spread out from where I found it, and right here we've got a pretty small 68 to 72 target. Quite a deep one, probably about 8 inches down, just came out on that last spadeful, and I think I saw a hint of green, unless my mind's playing tricks on me, but I think it might be something coppery. Looked kind of a bit like could have been a bit of wire or staple. Maybe I'm just imagining it. Nope, it's not, because that's it there. And that is not what I thought I saw. So we have something. I think it comes under the category of tractor related. It is. I think it's a coppery alloy sort of thing, which is what we call in the business junk. This one is a pretty chirpy. It's not a solid signal, but it's no, it's coming through. It's coming through a bit irony. Let's clear off the. This is the problem with this stubble. See, when it's just been harvested, it needs a couple of months to die back. '83, '84. It's worth investigating. Came out in the first deep spadeful, so it was in the top 4 or 5 inches. Now it's a pretty solid 84, and it sounds a lot sweeter. Is it junk? I think it's going to be. Is that it there? No, it's not. It is junk. It's a big bit of metal plate. In fact, it's iron. It is iron. So I was right. It's a big chunk of iron, but it looks like there might be a bit of something else mixed in with it. It's not quite rusty. There's a bit of greeniness to it, but there's also black and crusty. So it's junk, but always worth digging. I've barely turned my back on the last hole. 2 steps and solid 85. That's more like a good signal. I think we've got more coinage just on that last hole. Again, probably 6-7 inches down, and that there I think might be a coin. And I think it is a coin. It is a coin. We might have maybe a Georgian halfpenny. Okay, I'll give this a wee rub up off camera. Oops, dropped it. I'll give this a wee rub up off camera because I'm getting trouble with my harness. I've got it all twisted, so I need to fix that, and I will get back to you. I've got myself another excellent little find. It's not a Georgian coin, but it's from that period. Now, hopefully, you can make out a 1, a 7, a wreath, and then a 9 and a 7. 1797. And then, around the edges, we should have the words half penny. Now, the writing below has gone. There is not enough detail, but you should be able to see the word penny there, and the word half, H-A-L-F, just there, half penny. So it's 1797. This is a coin or a token. I have found 2 of these before, although this is the first one I've found in a long time. And this is a token from a greengrocer's. I think, I'm trying to think, Morrison's might be the name of the family, but there's also Latin writing here. Can't quite make out what it says. I think it says Legio or Legi, leg something. Yeah, not sure. My Latin is not what it used to be, but in the centre, I used to think it was a person. See, like 2 legs with a shield for a body and a head above, but it's not. It's 2 eagles. 2 eagles' heads with a shield below and their wings coming out either side. I'm pretty sure that's the symbol of the city of Perth. Or maybe it relates to the family who issued this token. But either way, it is a token worth half a penny, issued in 1797. This is kind of like an advertising token, but it was also spendable in their shops. I'll put the name up of the family and also one version of the coin in better condition so you can see it, but I'm sure Morrison rings a bell. As I say, I found a couple of these before. It took me a long time to track them down, but when I did, you never forget. So, brilliant. Getting on for 250 years old, and it's basically a trade token. And it's from the city of Perth, which is, I don't know, maybe 10 miles away from where I am right now. Perth is the biggest city in Perthshire, and Perth, Australia, got its name from Perthshire. A family, the head of a family, which was a guy called Murray. He was basically the head of the colony of Australia, and when Perth, the city, was founded, he named it Perth after Perthshire, where he was from. Because Clan Murray is Perthshire territory. Brilliant. I'm very happy with that. Okay, so I got a solid 95, which is either aluminium or potentially silver territory. Stubble is a nightmare, really, really long at this part, so I go and scrape it away with my foot. I'm not going to disturb a mouse nest, and a mouse comes flying out and scares the hell out of me. Anyway, the mouse has run away safely, and 95, 96. We might actually have it there. Ah, it's an old bottle top. It is. It's a crimped bottle top. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Ah, thought I had a silver coin there. Vine something. Vine something limited. Products. Vine Products Limited. I think I had one of these a few weeks ago. Did I? Maybe I did. Maybe I'm imagining it. But I'm guessing that's probably a crimped sort of whiskey bottle type lid. I wonder what Vine Products Limited used to make, and if they even still exist anymore. But I think that's probably a wine, or more than likely a whiskey bottle top. Date wise, probably around the time of the Second World War. Okay, cleared off the stubble again, because look at the length of it. It makes it, it's a nightmare. I hate it when there's new stubble. I think I'm going to head over into the neighbouring ploughed field. Just your wrist starts to ache after half an hour of swinging through this stuff, because you're almost chopping it as you go. Anyway, I digress. We have a signal. Pretty small target, 68, 69. I have been talking away to myself for 30 seconds, not realising that I hadn't pressed record. So, I've cleaned it up. You would have seen that if I'd have remembered to hit record, but it is a little button. Still got its loop on it, and a little bit of age to that, probably 200, maybe even slightly older, 200 years, give or take. And probably from either a waistcoat or like a cufflink or such like. But nice little button. It's good that it's still got its loop, but I don't see any decoration on it. Again, cleared off the stubble, and '81, '82, '83, '84. We've got all the low 80s. I don't think it's a coin, but let's give it a go. These tones are all over the place. I think this is going to be junk, but only one way to find out. Oh, we're in the clod, I think. It is, I think, junk. Look at that there. Look at that. It looks like the dreaded aluminum. Might actually be another. Oh no, it's not. Look, it's a moo tube, or the top off something similar to a moo tube. You can see the nozzle there at the top, so it's either some sort of ointment for animals, or it might even be toothpaste. Right there is where we had the possible tube of toothpaste. Right here we have solid 92, 93. It's either going to be silver or aluminium. That's us out the hole. We were about 6 inches down, and let's get the Garrett carrot on it. It's in there. There it is there. We've got silver. And there it is. One silver coin. Question is, who is it? Don't actually know. I think it's a shilling. Let's get the water bottle out and give it a clean. So the great reveal. It's George V. It is George V. George V, by the grace of God, King of the Britons. And on the back, in mint condition, is Defender of the Faith and Emperor of India. 1924. What a beautiful little coin. Beautiful little coin. I bet that would have bought you more than 1 pint of lager back in 1924. You'd been pretty upset at losing that in a field. Excellent. So George V was the grandson of Queen Victoria, and he's also the grandfather of the present Queen. He ruled from well, when did he rule from? 1909, 1910 through to 1936, if I remember rightly. And then was followed by his oldest son, who abdicated to marry Wallis Simpson, the divorcee. And then he was then followed by, let me think, was it George VI, the Queen's father, the famous stuttering King George. So that's brilliant, excellent, nice to get a bit of silver, and a milled silver is just as good as any. This one was 52, and I just scraped the surface and it came away, and it is a little fragment of lead. Junk. I've cleared this bit of ground. We've got an ear blowing signal coming through at solid 74, 75. Similar sort of depth to everything else, starting to lose the light, so this is definitely going to be my last signal. It's about 6 inches down. Oh, I see a bit of greenery right there. Ah, it's a little fragment of copper alloy, bluey green colour. Oh, just a thing. Yeah, just a thing. No curve to it, no shape. Not sure what that is. Right, I'll give it another 10 minutes as I walk back towards the car, and we'll see if anything else appears. Okay, just with that drying out, just as I went to put it in my fines pouch, started to think I could see some little marks on that. Now let me zoom in, give it a second to look at that. See those little, I think they're stars. Yeah, they are. And below the stars, little leaves. Little leaves and little stars that have been punched. That have been punched into that. Do you see that? I'm not just imagining it, 100%. So that's something off of something. Something that's been punched and decorated for reasons unknown. That's interesting. I wonder what that might have been. It's clearly part of something bigger, but I've got no idea what. If you know, let me know in the comments below. This is definitely going to be my last signal. I'm about 10 metres from the edge of the field, and if it takes me a while to find, I might lose the light that I have to put my torch on again. But 77, pretty solid. I don't think it's a coin, but maybe a bit of lead, bit of copper alloy. Let's find out. And the last signal of the day turns out to be, well, I've got no idea because I'm leaving it in the hole. It's turned to junk. Iron 0209. So I suspect it's probably a great big lump of deep iron. All in all, I think that was a pretty good day, or pretty good few hours. I got a lovely token from 1797. I got a beautiful big bawbee, a sixpence with a thistle on it there, top right. And then to top it all off, a bit of George V silver. Well done, gorgeous George. Always there for me when I need him. So that's pretty good going. 250 years old, 100 years old, and the other one over 300 years old. That's excellent. Right, thank you all for watching. If you don't already, hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. Any comments on any of the finds, much appreciated. And we will see you on the next dig. Take care, and thanks for watching.